Astronomers believed for weeks that the three-eyed Atlas had seen everything, just another silent interstellar object gliding through the gloom of our solar system, reflecting a little sunlight. However, something extraordinary took place. The James Webb Space Telescope, which looks deeper into space than any other instrument ever made, detected something new, small and brisk bursts of light. Scientists initially brushed it aside as cosmic dust in the infrared noise, a data error, but the pattern came back more clearly and sharply than before. And as it did, a single word began to spread through the astrophysics community like wildfire: thrust. This was the movement of no living thing. In a world already teetering on the brink of recognition, this finding felt like a hole appearing in the very foundation of science itself. The three-eyed Atlas, the alleged interstellar wanderer, was speeding up by itself. It wasn't adhering to the predetermined path that gravity had established for it. The pushing was coming from somewhere, or something, within it. Each test imaginable was run by the Webb team. They played simulations. They investigated the alignment. They adjusted the sensors again and again. Every single test came back clean. The readings were accurate. There was a subtle but consistent emission of energy coming from Atlas's body. That's when the question nobody wanted to ask finally surfaced: could it be fabricated? Take a look at it. When we sent Voyager 1 into space, our story was recorded on a golden record, a message of hope and curiosity. What if something else out there in the dark had been doing the same thing long before we ever looked up at the stars? Clearly, the thrust was not accidental. It came at precise, almost timed intervals. This wasn't a comet venting gas or a random explosion. This was under control. The goal was achieved 1 minute at a time, fine-tuning its velocity, adjusting its course as if moving towards something, or perhaps away from something. The Webb telescope had never before recorded behavior like this, not from a rock, but from a machine. By the next morning, control rooms at NASA and the ESA were silent, filled only with the soft hum of monitors. Every telescope that could be aimed at Atlas was locked on its coordinates. Across continents, engineers and scientists sat motionless, observing the real-time shift in the light curve. The numbers didn't lie. The target was accelerating against the pull of gravity. It was like watching a whispered line in a play we never knew had begun. Humanity was listening, holding its breath. But the strangeness didn't stop there. Infrared photography revealed faint geometric shadows, patterns no random cloud of debris could produce. There was organization. There was symmetry. There was motion. Something beneath the object's icy shell appeared to be pulsing, not like a natural geological process, but like an engine taking its first breath after a long slumber. Dr. Evelyn Grant, one of Webb's lead analysts, described it best. "We've just seen the closest thing to an alien maneuver, something we've never observed before." Dr. Grant isn't a dreamer or a conspiracist. She's a rational, methodical mathematician grounded in logic. But when she saw that data, she was reportedly silenced, just staring at the readings for nearly an hour, watching as the numbers themselves seemed to rewrite history before her eyes. Even now, the public isn't aware of the full story. Most of Webb's data is classified, locked behind government firewalls and encryption. But a few images have leaked, nothing more than infrared frames displaying what appears to be a faint blue aura contracting and expanding near the object's surface. To most of us, it's nothing merely a blur. But to someone who understands orbital mechanics, it's unmistakable, controlled propulsion. And if that's true, then 3i Atlas isn't just passing through our solar system, it's navigating it. As word of this anomaly spread quietly through scientific circles, the question grew louder, heavier, impossible to ignore. Who or what is guiding 3i Atlas? The Webb telescope continued its watch. What it found next turned speculation into pure amazement. The bursts of thrust began aligning with particular astronomical positions, points in space that meant nothing to us, but seemed incredibly deliberate. The timing of each emission was predictable, an interval resembling a signal reverberating throughout the void. It wasn't random. It wasn't chaotic. It was intentional. Dr. Grant's report, those were taken by Grant's team. They overlaid the coordinates and layers with gravitational maps, ancient star charts, and the concept of traveling across star paths. The result was unsettling. A geometric path was created by thrusts that curved inward rather than outward. The three-eyed Atlas was steering toward the inner system, toward Mars. Any remaining doubt shattered with that revelation. This object did not move naturally. It remained navigational, designed. That indicated the presence of something within its icy body, technology carried by an enigmatic traveler capable of pushing itself across light years of unoccupied space. The most important observatories in the world began carefully releasing statements, cautiously worded and meticulously reviewed. They used phrases like unidentified, possible interstellar acceleration, and non-gravitational means of transport. They avoided the one word everyone was thinking, but no one dared to say, artificial. Researchers gathered more data as it came in and noticed another strange detail. Every time Webb recorded a thrust event, it was followed by a faint radio pulse, a whisper in the spectrum, nearly lost amid cosmic background noise. When amplified and analyzed, the pulses revealed a rhythmic drift in frequency, almost like the beating of a heart in the heavens. What if, some researchers wondered, the object wasn't just moving? What if it was expressing itself? Governments took swift action to restrict public access to the data. Insiders leaked fragments of conversations, claiming there was a coordinated blackout, awaiting absolute confirmation before any official announcement. But those who saw the raw, unfiltered feed described something physics alone could not explain, a pattern repeating so precisely that even our most advanced propulsion systems couldn't replicate it by chance. The internet, of course, exploded with theories: an interstellar arc, an alien probe, a remnant of a long-gone civilization. But amid all the noise, one thing remained certain: the thrust was real and it was still occurring. Then came the reversal point. Using data from Webb, Hubble, and ground-based telescopes, researchers modeled the object's acceleration vector. The outcome was undeniable. It was on a direct trajectory toward Mars. But why Mars? That question consumed every lab, every observatory, every sleepless researcher on the planet. Mars, our aspiration for decades, a second home, a frozen echo of our future. However, Mars now seemed to serve another purpose, a meeting place between two civilizations, one human-born and another created deep in the interstellar dark. A week later, the Webb telescope captured something truly remarkable. The three-eyed Atlas passed through a dense field of cosmic dust. The temperature briefly spiked, and in that moment, a narrow beam of infrared energy shot from its core. The beam wasn't aimed at Earth, nor even Mars. It was directed into deep space, as if responding to something we could not see. Dr. Grant's final report, written before the data was sealed, contained one eerie line: greater than. The object isn't the only one. The signal was received. What followed, no one outside the classified channels can say for sure. But the implications are staggering. If Atlas truly responded to another source, then humanity has just witnessed a conversation between two invisible intelligences, one not of our own making, taking place across the cosmic void. For the first time, the universe feels less like a cold, empty expanse and more like a stage, where someone, somewhere, is already watching us. Maybe Atlas will never approach us. Perhaps it seeks something we possess yet fail to comprehend. As the Webb telescope continues its silent watch, one truth remains: whatever is out there has just made its presence known. Everything has changed.